You ready, Mark? Welcome to another episode of Rocks and Maple Syrup. I'm Alex. This is my main man, Mark, over here. And we got a very special episode for you today because we got one great, beautiful man of a guest. Can I introduce you to him right now? Ayat Bey.
Oh, hey, how's it going? How's it going, man?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thanks for joining our show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. All right, let's do this.
Hey, Game of Thrones geology.
How's this game work, Mike?
Well, it's not a game. We're just going to take a look at some pictures from some really cool geology, from some scenes in Game of Thrones, and we'll discuss what we think about it from a scientific point of view, in the name of science.
Sounds like a game to me.
Okay.
Can I say that I win?
Oh, that's nice.
This is from Dragonstone.
Dragonstone.
And this is seen all along the shore. So what do you guys think this is?
Definitely tilted betting planes.
What do you think?
I'd have to reluctantly agree with Alex. Yep. Oh, it looks like we have an image here from north of the wall.
Yes, this is a scene in season 7 where they're fleeing the White Walkers north of the wall, and they get stuck on this island in a lake that is ice. And this lake is, so it's north of the wall. The wall remains frozen, so it must be cold up there all year long, otherwise it would melt. But when enough White Walkers walk on the lake, it cracks, which means the ice isn't very thick. So why hasn't the water completely frozen in the lake here?
Well, there could be some sort of geothermal anomaly going on here that would cause
a hot spring of sorts.
Exactly.
What if the water is highly saline?
It was just mad salty.
Mad salt, Dead Sea style. Never certain in geology.
Never certain. Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. You ever put salt on a slug?
Yeah.
Well
You
done.
sick bastard.
Okay. Well, this formation.
Oh, that's rock hard.
That's carved out of
Valerian steel.
marble.
Yeah.
Marble.
Notice the key placement of the left arm.
White marble in there.
We all have predictions for the next season.
Yeah.
It's also obviously the last season.
All of us.
Right.
Me myself, I actually saw a mage about this earlier, so I don't have predictions. I have spoilers, so I will keep quiet about that. I don't want to ruin it for. Yeah, that's right.
What?
Don't look at me like that.
All right. So here's what I think. Hodor. What happened to him? Hodor.
He's dead already.
No, we don't know that. He got turned into a White Walker.
Oh, that's right.
So my theory is that Hodor is coming for King's Landing, and he's gonna eat one of the dragons, and he's going to beat up the Night King, and he's gonna be the king of Westeros, and then everybody else is gonna have to hold the door for him. And that'll be it. It'll end on a terrible joke.
He would deserve that though.
He would.
If karma was a thing.
He's just carrying around what's his face all the time.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have anything.
He didn't have a life of his own. Like
he was gonna be something, but then
He doesn't deserve
he had
that.
plans. He deserves
plans.
it. He had plans of his own. He had a life of his own.
he was a good kid
Man,
until
you
that
can't,
day.
you can't judge. You can't judge.
He just carry around a cripple all his life. I don't think his legs.
Like, yeah.
He has
what do you think
personality.
deserve that?
Yeah.
So anyways,
Okay,
that's
I'll
my final. That's my final answer. Hodor on the Iron Throne,
How much money you got on that?
How much is fur coat worth?
That one there?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your fur coat.
Oh yeah. Right, pretty cheap then.
What's your predictions for next season?
Well, I don't really know how the season's gonna end, but I just hope that it ends with the pizza, several toppings. I love mushrooms, all the kinds, but
All the guys.
you know, as long as it, I don't have high expectations, but as long as it ends with the pizza, I think I'm gonna be happy about the outcome.
Can't argue with that.
Solid logic. That's why we're a science show.
And we come to the part of the show where we turn up the seriousness and we turn up the beer and we talk about science. So we have on our show today Ayat Bag. He is a recent employee of Brandon University working in the Micro-analytics lab.
Sorry.
Micro-analytical Facility.
Sorry.
Oh,
So that is actually the rocks and maple syrup drinking word of the show is micro-analytical. And we just said that
like 7
twice.
labs at least.
We just said that twice, so.
So, you want to tell us a little bit about your new position and all the cool shit you can do with the instruments you're working with now?
So what we do in the Micro-analytical Facility
Oh, there you go.
is we have XRD,
What's that mean?
X-ray diffraction.
X-rays?
Yeah, X-ray diffraction. So we have the SEM, the scanning electron microscope. We have a fluid inclusion microscope as well.
Oh, cool.
And we do cathodoluminescence in the Micro-analytical Facility.
That's,
So if you're looking
Sorry,
for
in the what facility?
Micro-analytical Facility.
Is that
two
two?
for you. What else do you got?
So what do you look at? What can you look at in the SEM? What kind of stuff can you look at?
Oh, in the SEM?
Yeah.
Oh, you can look at organic samples, you can look at inorganic samples, conductive samples, non-conductive samples with our SEM. We have low vacuum and high vacuum.
Does organic
And it goes up
poop?
to 300,000 times magnification. Poop is organic, yes. Thanks, Alex.
What?
Basically what they've done with it in the past, you can look at, it's not only geology related and mining related.
Yeah.
They use it for forensics as well.
Micro-analytical
Lab facility.
facility.
All right, so we got some faithful fans and they've sent us some questions. It's gonna read us a few and we're
That's what these are.
gonna do our very
They're from
honest
fans.
best to answer
Nice.
them.
And none of them have similar handwriting to mine.
Okay, the first fan says, with the SEM, can you determine the composition of Valerian steel? Well, we use characteristic X-rays
How much instrument?
Secondary.
with the SEM. With the SEM, that's what the question.
With
With
the
SEM there.
microscope. With the
So
microscope.
these characteristic X-rays of the elements there,
Yeah.
and then we can get that, and we can actually get quantitative concentrations of all those elements,
Of
and then we can
elements.
tell the Valerian steel, the composition of it.
Yeah. Because you would expect a certain ratio of elements.
Yeah, and then we could actually, hypothetically in the lab, recreate Valerian steel. We just need a dragon. But I do like zombie movies and video games. Resident Evil had a lot of potential.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, why? are you
But
guys
the movies,
talking
no.
about that? I feel like that has nothing to do with the question.
It did.
It's getting there. It's
Yeah.
getting there. What's the next
Let's
question?
get it. Okay, done with that one. Next. What's your favorite Game of Thrones quote? I know what mine is.
What?
The Lannisters send their regards.
What?
I don't know if that's good or not.
It's a quote.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh my
Yep.
god. Yeah, it's a good one.
My favorite quote is by Tyrion Lannister. He says, "That's what I do. I drink and I know things."
Micro-analytical Facility.
Cheers, back.
Just right there.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna be here. Can I sit?
Case in point.
Sure. There you go.
You're welcome, man.
So if I had a favorite quote, it would be, "Thee who lie upon the ground in front of me, lay thine sword down and surrender, or thou mustn't face the death of my kiss." Season 3, episode 6.
I don't remember that one.
I remember. That's a cool.
That's like a,
Serious? Have you never watched?
that's like an old English.
Come on.
Season 3 already.
Well, I think that wraps up that question.
Who
And
said that?
I feel like we should just roll into the next one.
I think that I think that wraps up all our fans.
What you got?
Hey there, bud.
Hey, bud.
We'll make a cheers here to
Cheers.
all the canola fields out there, and all of them there grain elevators. And it is sure a nice old life that we're living here in the Canadian air. And we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because we
Or-
drink beer.
Or a happy holiday. Or a happy holiday.
Sure. Okay.
Here's the Bob and Doug.
Still running?
Micro-analytical Facility.
I got this.
Okay.
Okay, we'd like to thank our guest, Ayat. He gave a very good explanation of the Micro-analytical Facility. And I think we proved once and for all that geology is indeed the greatest of the sciences, science being the greatest of all subjects. Next episode, we'll discuss why oranges are the only fruit named after a color and what kind of rock the Death Star should be built in. Cheers.
Cheers.
Fur, motherfuckers.
Oh, that's a moose.